is one of my favorite spots in the yard. It's in the shade for one thing, which is about 15 or 20 degrees cooler here than it is out in the sunshine. Even though it's clouding up, it's still plenty hot. Anyhow, right now what I want to work on is this. This wheelbarrow here has been holding strong for many years. And despite the fact that my father back in the day brutalized it and it had cracks all in it, I fixed those cracks with some hot staples in one of my first videos. And so now I put air in the tire, and long story short, the tire exploded. I've never had that happen before. I think it was weakened by having some weight in it over the winter. I had some metal in there and had it in the shed over the winter. And when I went to fill it up in the spring, I looked and it said 30 PSI was the max pressure. So I had 20 pounds in there and I put a few more, not that many, but it blew up right in my face. So not a safe thing to happen at all at any time under whatever pressure. But my wife was in a meeting and came running outside. She was in a Zoom meeting in the office and came running outside because she thought it was a gunshot. And anyway, it was pretty loud. And now I have to replace those tires, or one tire, but I bought two. So I'm gonna replace them with tires that you don't have to pump up at all. So let's get to work on that. You can see the repair that I made here, but what we're working on today is back here. Take a look at this. Here's the break in the tire. Didn't look too bad, but it needs to go now. This one's all right. Needs air, of course, but I'm going to replace them with two new ones I got, and those do not need any air at all. They're a 5/8 inch arbor, just like here. So let's get to taking these off. The first thing you need to do is pull the cotter pin that holds the wheel onto the axle. Take off the washer and it comes right off. Easy peasy. I'll go around and take the second one off now and hang on to the cotter pin in the washer. There's the flat one. So now I got both of them off. What I want to do is put a little grease on this to make sure it keeps spinning well. I have spacers on here that help me out depending on the size of tire that I have on here. Well, I took some grease that I had in the garage, Lawn Boy A grease, and just threw it on the axle here. As it's going through these mechanical parts here that hold it in place, I just want to put a light coat of grease on it. Now, these have bearings. They don't have a grease fitting, so these bearings will take care of the wheel itself. So I'll just throw those back on and see if I need my spacers. Let's see how much. Well, those actually look pretty good. I may need to get some smaller spacers, but we'll see. Looks like I'm going to have to cut my spacers in half, so I'll do that real quick in the shop. Now, I cut my spacers down into 1 11/16. So here they are. They're just plastic tubes that I put right here on the axle. And that way, when I put my wheel on, it creates a space between this bar and the wheel. If the wheel went all the way into here, it would hit this, which happened previously. So I made those spacers and put them in there, and they've been working great. Okay, so I have that one wheel on now with the spacer. I just put the washer, and I put the cotter pin back in the hole in the axle. Beautiful. All right, see how it works. I think that's great. Well, that was a good project, fixing the wheelbarrow. I've been wanting to do that for a few weeks, and I just got the parts this weekend, so I'm glad it's finally done. Well, I think that's it for this video. This is Scott at the XFed Homestead. We'll see you next time.